Oregon, Oklahoma State, 3:30 Eastern, CBS, Oregon favored by 28.5 from BetMGM. The thing I want to see here for Oregon, you have that 28.5 point spread, so it's not really anything courageous to say Oregon should win this football game. But how do you handle this spot? Lost a lot of pieces from a year ago. You lost a lot of leadership from a year ago. Does that culture that kept you from having a letdown after a massive Ohio State win and caused you to go on a tear the rest of the season, does that stay in place here after you have a big opening win over Montana State, blow the doors off those guys? Oklahoma State, even though you're favored by 4 touchdowns, they're not Montana State. Like, if you don't bring it, if you mess around for a quarter and a half, it's college football. Anything can happen. Anybody can beat anybody. So from Oklahoma State, what I want to see from y'all is smoke them if you got them, Mike Gundy. 4 touchdown dog on the road. Trick plays, onside kicks, pressures, like whatever you got in the chamber, empty the bag out now, dude, because you got nothing to lose. Nobody thinks that you're going to win this football game. Do we think we're going to win this football game? We'll give you a pick here in a minute. But that is the thing for me. Because the way Oklahoma State would win this football game is by rattling Dante Moore and throwing him off his game early. Todd Grantham, DC for Oklahoma State, that's on you, my man. That's on you. Can you force Dante Moore? We said a lot on this show so far this season. Can you force that new quarterback that's starting for Oregon to think a little bit? Because if you think, you're not playing. If you're not playing, mistakes happen. Mistakes happen. Sometimes double-digit point spreads get busted. Ask Florida State about that one. Now, Florida State, their spread was also a good deal less than what this spread is, but that needs to make sure it's mentioned. So for Oregon, the key thing for them is, can Dante Moore handle the moment, obviously, with his first start against an FBS opponent at Oregon? Can you take care of the ball? Because if you give Oklahoma State some life early in this game, because Dante Moore threw 1 pick six, then we had a strip sack fumble later in the game in the first half. At that point, if I'm Oklahoma State, I'm no longer scared of Oregon. I'm no longer intimidated by Autzen and that logo and whatever else. Like, I'm saying, no, we can play with these boys. Like, let's go. So for Dante Moore, a lot of this on him. Yeah, you want to have your quarterback have the mindset of, we're going to go win this game, but he also has to play with the caution to a certain degree of, I got to make sure I'm not the guy to make the throw that's going to put us in a spot where we could lose this game. Because the Oregon roster is superior. I think the Oregon coaching staff is superior. I think everything is superior about Oregon. Does your quarterback keep the floor from falling out in this spot? Pretty straightforward. So the other thing to mention here to break down this game, like, can Oklahoma State do something to stop the run? And that's not me being disrespectful to Oklahoma State. I think it's just a pretty straightforward thing to say. If Oklahoma State cannot match up with that Oregon O-line, it's going to be a long day. I think to do that, Todd Grantham probably has to sell out a little bit, bring some extra resources down in the box. I want to put this game on Dante Moore. I do not want to die a slow death where we get 6 yards here, 7 yards here, 24-yard run. Like, if we just can't get to Dante Moore when we bring pressure and you know, that's our guys can't hang on the perimeter, okay, ball up top. But we're not going to get beat because we just had Oregon run the ball down our throat. So that's the big thing for me. Can Oklahoma State put their foot down in some way, shape, or form on the line of scrimmage? My feel in this spot, going to take a little Mike Gundy magic, I think. Going to take a little bit extra of that I'm a man, I'm 40, mullet magic, whatever it is. I need something that's unquantifiable in this spot to allow Oklahoma State to win. And it doesn't sound like it's going to make a lot of sense with how I explain that, because we're doing a preview and prediction where we're supposed to give you a breakdown and matchups and all that. We did some of that, but really, when it's 28.5 points, I need the head coach and his DNA and his personality to permeate that roster and be the reason why we play inspired football, get Oregon off their game, and maybe, just maybe, catch a few breaks and end up winning the football game. That's a great speech. That's a great thing to throw into a hype video. But how I feel about this thing, at the end of the day, Oregon's too talented. And it's not just that. It's how talented they are, plus how much I believe in the way they do things. Like, I don't think Dan Lanning gets enough credit for how he's kept his team from losing the games they're supposed to win. And Oregon's supposed to win this game. So with that being said, I think Oregon wins. 28.5 is a lot, but I think that Oregon and the efficient nature they had in their first game will carry over to this game. I think Dan Lanning will have the gauntlet thrown down in front of them. I'll take Oregon to cover. I won't put it on our best picks of the week or anything, or against the suits for our gambling segment, but I do think Oregon covers. So 3:30 Eastern, CBS, you'll turn that thing on, and Oregon will have won the football game, and we will cautiously say right now that Oregon covers the spread against Oklahoma State. That tees us up now a little bit. I know they got Northwestern, but it tees us up a little bit now to peek ahead, just a touch. Say, okay, FBS opponent down for Oregon, Penn State around the corner. We'll see.